There's a box sitting in the back of almost every kitchen in America that costs less than $1, and most people only ever use it for one thing: keeping the fridge from smelling bad. But that same box could replace at least a dozen products currently sitting under your sink, in your bathroom cabinet, and on your laundry shelf. Today, we're breaking down 17 baking soda tricks that replace expensive household products. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why store shelves are lined with $8 bottles of stuff that a $1 box does just as well. A few of these tricks are simple enough that you'll wonder why nobody told you sooner. And trick 14 has a catch most people online leave out, so stay for that one. Let's start from the beginning. Sodium bicarbonate isn't some new discovery. It's been mined and used since ancient Egypt, where it was combined with natural elements to make a crude cleaning paste, and later in 19th century America, when it was marketed as saleratus and sold door to door as an all-purpose household fix. The reason it worked then and works now comes down to simple chemistry. Baking soda is mildly alkaline, which means it neutralizes acids, absorbs odors at a molecular level, and acts as a gentle abrasive without scratching most surfaces. 3 jobs, 1 substance, which is why it ends up doing the work of so many specialized products. As we'll see, though, that same chemistry also means it isn't always the right tool for the job. Trick 1. Deodorizing carpets. Sprinkle a light layer over carpet, let it sit for 20 minutes, then vacuum. It absorbs odor instead of masking it, unlike most spray deodorizers. Trick 2. Fridge and freezer odor control. An open box lasts about 30 days, and stirring it every few days to expose fresh surface area roughly doubles its absorbing power, a step most people skip. Trick 3. Slow drain maintenance. Baking soda and vinegar is the internet's favorite drain trick, but the chemistry tells a different story. Mixing a base with an acid triggers a neutralization reaction that mostly produces salt water, sodium acetate, and a fizz of carbon dioxide, not a solvent strong enough to break down grease or hair. Worse, any baking soda that doesn't fully dissolve can settle in the pipe and actually contribute to a blockage over time. It's better used as light maintenance. Flush with hot water afterward, and don't expect it to clear a real clog. Trick 4. Silver tarnish removal. The paste and scrub method is popular, but rubbing baking soda directly onto silver is a physical abrasive. On sterling silver, it can leave fine scratches, and on silver-plated items, it can wear through the plating entirely. The safer method uses no scrubbing at all. Line a bowl with aluminum foil, add hot water and a few tablespoons of baking soda, and submerge the silver. The reaction between the aluminum and the baking soda solution lifts tarnish electrolytically without a single stroke of abrasion. Trick 5. Grease-cutting scrub for pots and pans. This one alone can replace an entire category of heavy-duty kitchen scouring products, and it works especially well on baked-on grease. Trick 6. Fruit and vegetable wash. A tablespoon in a bowl of water, soak for 2 minutes. Studies on produce washing have shown a baking soda soak can reduce surface pesticide residue more effectively than plain water rinsing alone. Trick 7. Toothpaste substitute. Mixed with a small amount of water, it forms a mild abrasive paste that's been used for oral hygiene for over a century. Though dentists recommend using it only occasionally, not as a daily replacement. Trick 8. A word of caution on deodorant. You'll see this trick everywhere online, and we're including it here so you understand why we don't recommend it. Baking soda has a pH of around 8.3, while healthy skin sits around 5.5, noticeably more acidic by comparison. Applying something that alkaline directly to underarm skin risks more than mild irritation. With repeated use, it can cause real chemical burns and persistent rashes. If you want a natural deodorant option, look for one formulated closer to skin's natural pH instead. Trick 9. Heartburn relief in a pinch. A small amount dissolved in water acts as a temporary antacid, the same basic principle behind many over-the-counter tablets. That wraps up the first batch of tricks. But there are still 8 more to go, including one that professional detailers use and one that could genuinely save your kitchen in an emergency. If this kind of content is useful to you, subscribing is a good way to catch the rest of these breakdowns. Trick 10. Laundry Booster. Adding half a cup to a load along with your regular detergent boosts cleaning power and softens water, which means you can often use less detergent per load than the bottle recommends. Trick 11. Stripping buildup from hair. Occasionally mixed into shampoo, it can cut through product residue, though overuse can dry out hair. So this is a once-in-a-while trick, not a daily habit. Trick 12. Deodorizing shoes and gym bags. Sprinkle it in overnight, shake it out in the morning. It works on the same principle as Trick 2, just concentrated into a smaller, smellier space. Trick 13. Cleaning fruit stains and food dye off plastic containers. A paste left on the stain for an hour lifts discoloration that dish soap alone won't touch. Trick 14. Headlight restoration, the honest version. A paste of baking soda and water rubbed onto foggy, yellowed headlights does genuinely remove the oxidized top layer, and the results can look dramatic within minutes. The catch most people leave out is that it works purely as a mechanical abrasive, buffing away the damaged plastic. A real $15 to $25 restoration kit does that same job, but then seals the surface with a UV-resistant coating. Baking soda leaves the plastic bare and unprotected, so without a sealant of your own, expect the haze to creep back within weeks. Treat it as a quick, temporary fix, not a permanent replacement. Trick 15. Extinguishing small grease fires. Baking soda releases carbon dioxide when heated, which can smother small flames. That makes it a genuine kitchen safety tool, not just a cleaning hack, though it should never be used on large fires. For a small stovetop flare-up, though, it can be the difference between a scare and a disaster. Trick 16. Softening stiff paintbrushes. Soaking dried brushes in hot water with a few tablespoons of baking soda loosens dried paint from the bristles, saving you from replacing brushes that seem ruined. Trick 17. Neutralizing pet odors on fabric and litter boxes. Sprinkled into a litter box or on pet bedding, it absorbs ammonia smell at the source, rather than covering it with fragrance. So if baking soda does all of this, why does almost every store aisle push you toward a different, more expensive bottle for each individual task? Part of the answer, as we saw with the drain and silver tricks, is genuinely practical. Specialized products are formulated for a specific job, and sometimes just work better or more safely than a kitchen staple pressed into service it was never designed for. Baking soda doesn't secretly outperform everything. The real skill is knowing which tasks it's genuinely suited for and which ones are more myth than method. That's the pattern behind the tricks that do hold up. Packaging, marketing, and single-use branding often add more to the price than the actual formula does. A box of baking soda and a bottle of specialty cleaner can contain overlapping active ingredients, but only one of them comes with a brand name and a narrower use case printed on the label. If you're trying to build a more self-sufficient household, one with fewer specialty products cluttering your cabinets and your budget, a large box of baking soda costs under $5 and, used correctly on the right jobs, can realistically save you real money over the course of a year. Buy it in bulk from a warehouse store rather than small boxes from the supermarket, and you'll cut the cost per use down even further. Most of what we're taught to buy separately was never actually separate to begin with. But knowing the real chemistry matters just as much as knowing the trick itself. If that kind of overlooked practical knowledge is something you enjoy, subscribing is the easiest way to keep finding it. And if you liked learning what one cheap ingredient can and can't do, you'll want to see how a $5 fix for cracked concrete could save you hundreds of dollars in repairs.